Welcome to class P. The last class we have learnt about the lenses. We have seen the images which are formed by lens. Now let us talk about light, that is the main source of light, that is sunlight. Okay, so we know that every time when we look into the sky, we see that the sunlight which is coming towards the earth or which falls onto the earth seems to be white. And have you ever thought of a rainbow? Have you ever seen a rainbow? So when there is a rainbow, you see that when there is a rain and immediately after that if you have a sunlight, you see that there is a rainbow formed. Now what does this rainbow has? We know that the rainbow has 7 colors in it. I don't think that all the 7 colors are apparently seen, but we still see few colors during the formation of the rainbow. Right? We see a rainbow which is formed in the sky which has 7 different colors. Let us talk about the sunlight. Okay, so when we talk about a rainbow, we see that a rainbow is nothing but you can see a band of colors which are formed in the atmosphere, right? Do you know how many colors are present in the rainbow? There are 7 colors, and what these colors identified? They are named as VIBGR. So this is easy to remember, like VIBGR are the colors which are present in the rainbow, that is violet, indigo, it is not your Indigo Airlines, blue, green, yellow, orange and red. Okay, so these are the different colors which are present in the rainbow, like violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow and orange. Usually you see, like when there is a rainbow in the atmosphere in the sky, you usually find orange and red intensely. So you might have seen, generally when you go to places like exhibitions or some places like a crowdy place where you say like there are people who are selling different kinds of items, and usually you see that small children, they buy soap bubbles, and they take the soap bubbles and start blowing it out. You see the bubble which comes out of that tube is split into colors, or you can see the bubble isn't white, it seems to be colored. So what did you understand from this? You might have experienced all this. See, when you take an empty CD and try to look at it, turn it and twist it and look at it or rotate it, when you see that the colors appear on the surface of the CD too. Right? From all these experiences, what do you understand? It is understood that the light which is reflected from the sun is split up into colors, or you can say that the sunlight which is present is divided into different colors, or it is differentiated into different colors. You can see that the sunlight is split into different colors, due to which you can see the rainbow, you can see the bubbles, soap bubbles which are coming out to be colored, and simple small things. Generally, whenever you're bored of a class where you say like you don't like some of the subject, say some X subject, say like history, and if you don't like math, even if you don't like science, right? So when you're bored and when you're sitting in the last bench, you try to play with your scale, and when you try to look through that plastic scale and try to look towards the sunlight, you have to face it towards the sunlight and try to look through it. You see that the scale shows you different colors. The light which is falling on the scale will show you different colors. So what is this understood? That means the sunlight which is reflected back, sunlight which falls onto a earth, when it is reflected back, it is divided into different colors. To understand this, let us do a small activity. Okay, to understand the splitting of white light, let us do a small activity where you need a small prism, a glass prism. Okay, glass means you know that it is transparent, it will split the light, right? And a white sheet or a paper. Now what you do is take a prism. I'm not exactly drawing the prism. Take a prism, okay, and place it on a white sheet. Keep it on a white sheet and take this prism and place it in such a way that the light falls onto the surface of the prism. That means the white light which is falling from the sun will fall onto the surface of the prism. So when the light is falling onto the surface of the prism, so you see that as the light falls onto the prism, you know that as these are transparent, smooth surface, the path of the light gets scattered, or the path of the light gets changed. So when the light ray passes through the prism, it scatters or splits up into 7 constituent colors, and these are nothing but VIBGR. Okay, the splitting up of white light into 7 constituent colors is said to be a spectrum. It's said to be a spectrum. Okay, you see that the light which is white light which is falling onto the surface of the prism will scatter into 7 constituent colors or split up into 7 constituent colors like violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange and red. So this scattering of light or the splitting up of white light into 7 constituent colors is said to be a spectrum. You always know that the sunlight is white, right? But when you just try to prove it experimentally, the light which falls onto the prism will split up into 7 constituent colors, which is said to be the spectrum of light. It is said to be spectrum of light. What is this called? Spectrum of light. So you learn in detail about the spectrum in higher grades. So you better know that the white light which is present, it will reflect into 7 constituent, or it gets divided into 7 constituent colors known as VIBGYOR, and which is said to be the spectrum of light, which is said to be spectrum of light. Now you can take this same experiment. You can take a small CD disc and paste these 7 different colors, cut 7 papers, color papers of these colors like violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange and red, and paste it nicely on the CD disc, and you know that there's a small hole present in the center of the CD, right? So take a refill and place it into that hole, and now try to rotate the disc. And when you rotate the disc, you see that gradually this colors disappear and the disc seems to be white. When you're rotating, the color is not seen, but you see that as if the disc is white in color. The disc is white in color. What is this? What do you understand by this? You understand that the white light has a mixture of 7 different colors. White light has a mixture of 7 different colors, and this disc is said to be Newton's disc. Newton's disc. You can also use a small top and color it with different paste different colors throughout the top. You have to paste all the 7 colors throughout the top and spin it and see. You cannot find colors anymore. You just see that there is only a white light. So this is all about your sunlight, but it is not white as we see. The white light is scattered into 7 constituent colors like VIBGYOR, which is said to be the spectrum of light.